Hi everyone. Isn't it good to be able to lean on one another? Isn't it good to be able to support one another? Have you ever gone through something in your life where you literally felt like you couldn't hold up your own hands, but thank God you had people around you that helped you, that supported you and held your hands up for you when you couldn't bear the weight of whatever it is that you were going through. So thank God for support. And this is what we have. First of all, we have support in Jesus, and we have support in one another. And that is part of the reason that in doing, these teaching videos and this group is to foster support and community among one another, because that is what Jesus wants, is for us to help one another. So what is the meaning of that word support? So support, when it's used as a noun, a support is something that gives assistance to. It's a pillar, a prop, an underpinning, a base. Support, when it's used as a verb, means to bear all or part of the weight of something. To hold up, to aid, to assist, to prop up, or to brace. So Jesus is always our first and number one example. So we're going to look back to Jesus. Jesus is our first example of support. So we know that Jesus has, he is, and he will continue to be a support for us. So, the first way that we know that Jesus was a support to us is that he bore the weight of our sin, right? He paid the debt that we were unable to pay so that we could come back into relationship with him, so that we could have fellowship with him and have that way to God, because otherwise, we wouldn't. So he supports us now through his Spirit living inside of us. So we have God's Spirit, we have the Holy Spirit living inside of us. And in John 14, it says, that the Holy Spirit, in John 14:27, that the Holy Spirit is a comforter, a support, an advocate, an intercessor, a guide. He leads and guides us into all truth. He is all of those things for us. And so he is the ultimate comforter and source of support. So sometimes when we think back on situations, like I asked you, have you ever gone through something where you felt like, you couldn't hold your own arms up, but thank God there were people there that helped you. You may also have thought of, thank God, it might have not always been the people around you. It might have just been Jesus. And he is, again, he's that ultimate source. So he and he alone can hold our arms up. However, we live here on earth. We are his vessels, and we are to be that support for one another. We are to follow his example, just like he has been our support, and he is our support. He continues to be, and we are to be that reflection of his support to our world. So think about you and your world. Your world is just everywhere you are. Your job, your home, your community, where you go to church, where you work out, whatever. Just like the people, the circle of people that are in your life. Are you reflecting his support? Are you being a support to those people that are around you? Are you offering support to those people around you? So are you being support as a noun, and are you offering support as a verb? So think about that. So your world is just, again, all those places where you are around you. So we want to be constantly, looking for opportunities that we can be a support and provide support to those people around us. In Galatians, it talks about bearing up each other's burdens. And bear up was part of the definition that I gave you there, as far as that word support. So we are to bear up one another's burdens. We are to support one another in things that we're going through. And in Hebrews, in Philippians 2 verse 4, it says, "Let each of you esteem and look upon and be concerned for not merely his own interests, but also each for the interests of others." So it's so easy to only be focusing on our own things, our own concerns, our own, all the things that we're trying to do. And if we do that, we will miss the opportunity to be a reflection of his support to us and be that support to the people around us. And we need each other. I know you've heard me say it before, but I'm going to say it again, because we need each other. We need community. We can't do this thing on our own. We need his Spirit living inside of us. We need to abide in him. And then we need to look for those opportunities to be that reflection of support to those around us. So let's look for those opportunities. So we're going to look to Him first of all, Him, His Word, His Spirit living inside of us. And then we're going to look for, those chances around us that we can offer that support to the people in our circles. And that will be the thing that helps us go from thing to thing to thing and keep going and not give up. So I encourage you to think about the support that has been offered to you through Jesus and through people around you. And don't miss a chance today, tomorrow, every day to offer that same support to the people in your lives.